Hello, everyone. Dr. Hassan Wahid here. Guys, I am here with you and I'm testing everything to make sure everything is fine. Yes, everything is good. The mic is set, the camera is set. Okay, now let me send you the invite. Hi, guys. You are all set. Everyone is so pumped up and set. Just give me a second. Let me share this with everyone else. I want to make sure nobody is left behind, as they say in Lilo the Stitch. What Lilo and Stitch. I want to make sure that nobody is left behind or forgotten. Anyone knows what is Lilo and Stitch? Anyone has kids in their family? They would probably know what is Lilo and Stitch. Hi guys. Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Who else is left? That's it. Okay. Sorry guys. Okay. So we have very few people. We have the time still is 10:25, so we have 5 more minutes. And I'm waiting for you guys. Hi Fahad, hi Fawzia, hi Ali, and Nida Aslam. Actually, I was planning to postpone today's session until Friday because of a personal personal emergency, personal issue, and but finally I thought no, I should be online today. That's a part of life. Life goes on. Issues are issues, and life goes on. Okay, so regarding Kobe Bryant, wow, they had his funeral yesterday. Okay, anyways, guys, so what I was saying is that anyone who attended the Friday session, anyone who attended the session on Friday, the introduction to research, and if they submitted or if you submitted the results, the answers the same day in next 12 hours, then you should get the certificate. If you did not submit it in 12 hours, you submit it later, then wait for the next month's class. So the issue is that we had over 500 to 600 people who took the test and who attempt for the certificate. So if we allow and we keep bringing the certificate, it will be more than 1,000. Will be very difficult for us to manage. So be patient. Come next month, I'll do another session. You will get it. Okay, and hopefully you got your certificate, Muzaffar. Okay, so now first of all, let's start. I think we're still 3 minutes behind, or we are 3 minutes ahead. Actually, we are ahead. Okay, so who else is here? Akin is here, and Akin is Kobe Bryant. They had his funeral yesterday. I was looking at my news feed, was all over my news feed. So actually, I had a death in my family, and that was actually Friday. While I was conducting the live session, I got the message. I got the message that pray, anything can happen. And then when I finished it, when I finished the session, I got the message, the bad news. So still not perfectly fit after the sudden news of somebody's death. When somebody dies in your family, that's really difficult. So that's why I was thinking to postpone today's class, but then I said, no, it's okay. Life goes on. It's been 3 days, life goes on, and we should move forward. And that's the part of life. We all have to one by one leave. But make sure when you leave a legacy. You leave a legacy behind you. You don't leave as an unsuccessful person in this world. Be educated, learn as much as you can, learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can because we only have one life. So live to the best, enjoy the life, live to the best of your ability, and to make it memorable, and learn as much as you can. Take as much as you can, and grow. Without growth, we are not fulfilling the purpose of our lives. Okay, so now that's 10:30. Welcome to the live question answer session. And I think we have enough people now. That's fine. Thank you, Evelyn. So, guys, now we will talk about live question answer session. Anyone who is already an enrolled student and he or she has questions, please start typing the questions so that I can answer. And I will answer. But first of all, I will do the orientation for new students. So please be patient for 5 minutes. So, all the new students, welcome to the California Institute of Behavioral Neurosciences and Psychology. And remember, growth. You are here for growth. So grow. Any single thing you learn, you are better than yesterday. So you are growing. Remember, the more things you learn, the more stairs you are ahead and you are growing. You may not feel anything. But if you look back 10 years, after 10 years, you look back 10 years, you will see a huge difference in your personality, huge difference in your knowledge, huge difference in the surroundings you have, because that's what knowledge does to you. So make sure you take the full advantage of this training and don't waste time. Okay, so now for all the new students, I want to make sure that all of you have the proper access to the complete course. Everyone, do you guys have have you guys created the account? You all need to create an account on the website. You guys need to create an account on the website with your email address and password. And then when you create an account, the step 2 is write it down. Step 1 is create account. Step 2 is click on the profile button. Step 2 is click on the profile button. And step 3 is, hold on, I remember one more student wanted to send this separately. Okay. So maybe I should write it down clearly in a clean fashion. So guys, remember, we all will, thank you for all of the messages. Remember, we all will leave one day. So make sure you leave a legacy behind you. You become the most successful person you know. You become the most successful person you know. Are you the best person you know? I always tell all the students, and I'm telling you again to remember, ask this question to you: am I the best person I know? If the answer is no, that means you have to work hard on yourself. Work hard on yourself. Become the best person you know. Why are you not the best person you know yet? That's shame, because this is our control. This is in our control. Be the best person you can. Okay, so step one. What is the step one? Create an account. After you are enrolled, you have filled out the form, you have paid the fee, you are already enrolled, then you need to create an account. That's step one. Then step number two, click on profile button on the top right corner of the screen here on our website. Then what is step three? Click on course. Click on the course link. You already have the course link over there. Step three, click on the course. Be a published author. Once you click on that, you will get the access to the course material. And what is the course material? What is the course material? Over 100 videos, and we are adding more and more videos every week, every day, every time possible. As much as we can, we are adding more and more videos. So you already have over 130 videos that are already there on your account. So now make sure you utilize all the resources. So how do you utilize all the resources? If you miss any of these things, you are not doing justice with the program. If you miss any of these things, you are not doing justice with the training program. And then people complain that I couldn't learn this. Oh, the training was not good enough. I didn't learn that. I didn't learn this. Are you utilizing all the resources? So number one, your live classes. So all the new admissions who just joined, your live classes will begin soon. You will get the schedule. Don't worry about it. All those who have already started, you guys know what your live classes are with your mentor. And make sure after the live class ends, you get the recording of that live class. And make sure you watch it. Make sure you watch it to make sure that you haven't missed anything during the live class. You cannot possibly remember everything from the live class. And always take notes. I'm a supporter of taking notes. I know so many teachers, they say don't take notes when I'm talking, but I'm of a different opinion. I believe that we should take notes. Everyone should take notes, because you cannot possibly go back for revision for all the videos again. If you have written everything down, you can just quickly revise and everything will be back to you in your mind. Now, live classes, recordings of live classes. Then you have my live question answer sessions every Tuesday. This one today, the session you are attending right now. You attend this session, then you make sure you have the lecture notes. Lecture notes are on your account on lesson number 3. Lesson number 3, I guess that's a lecture notes. Somewhere down the line on that list. Lecture notes, ebooks, exercise book. Make sure you read these things, print them out, study them thoroughly. Ebooks, and that's the powerful thing. Exercise book. If you complete the exercise book, you will be invincible in research writing. Many people don't even complete the exercise book, and then they say that, oh, I didn't learn something. I didn't learn, and I didn't become exceptional in research writing. Guys, if you are not utilizing all the resources, no power on earth can make you successful. You have to take responsibility of your life. You are not kids. None of you is a kid. None of you is a baby. You have to take responsibility of your life and your career. The more responsible you are about your career, about your life, the more successful you will become. Stop blaming. I used to blame so many people in my life too. I was like an ordinary person like you guys, like any student is. I used to blame the teachers, the education system, the school, the government. I used to blame everyone. Then I learned a lesson that the reason I'm not moving ahead is I'm blaming the wrong things. I should blame myself for the things I haven't done. Everyone has the same problem, the same situation, same culture, same people, same environment. That's the only world we got. So we all have problems. I know some of you have family problems, some of you have a health problem, some of you have some other problems, some other sorts of problems in your homes. Nobody is problem free. But why, under the same circumstances, some people break records while others break themselves? You have to remember this. People who take responsibility of their lives, they don't look at the problems. They don't look at the problems, they look at the solution, that I have to live with this problem. I have these problems, how I can be successful with these problems. So you have to take responsibility. Stop blaming. People had worse situation than you have. People became successful without having a father, without having a mother, with no money in their bank account. People became successful from that point in their lives. So you have to take responsibility of your life. This research article is the single most important thing for your research, for your career, clinical career and research career. The single most important thing that will decide your future interviews, job interviews, your opportunities is your publications. That's the most important thing. How can you leave it like this? So exercise book, ebooks, exercise book, make sure you complete it. I can please go and look at the account, look at the videos, look at the download the lecture notes ebooks and look at them. Okay, now what else? You will meet your classmates once a week, student discussion, so that you guys can share ideas and learn from each other. Are you meeting with each other? And then you'll have career coaching session once a month. And this is going to be 10 a.m. California time this Friday, this coming Friday. Career coaching session. Don't miss it. It's very important. Then career coaching session, and then what else is left? Live classes, video recording, lecture notes, ebooks, exercise book, and live question answer sessions, the student discussion session, career coaching sessions, and you text us, the faculty members, for any problems. We are there for you. And there is one more thing. What am I forgetting? Anyone remembers what am I forgetting? Live classes, the recordings of the live classes, live question answer sessions, lecture notes, ebooks, exercise book, student discussion session. career coaching sessions, and you will be in touch with us. I'm forgetting one more thing. Yeah, anyways, so that's enough. I think just at least you focus on these things. These are the very important things, and if you miss any of these things, if you are not communicating with your mentor, if you're not contacting us, if you're not showing your progress to us, then you cannot possibly learn. So utilize these resources. Yes, now I remember the most important thing: advanced research videos. How can I forget that? Advanced research videos. Over 130 videos. Please watch all of my videos on the account. When you log into your account, you will have these videos. You have to watch those videos besides your live classes, because what we have covered in these videos, they are not covered in the live classes. So you cannot miss any of these things. If you are missing any of these things, you are missing a great deal. You have no idea that the program is structured in a way that nothing is enough. Not one thing is enough. If you attend live classes and you watch the recordings and you don't watch advanced research videos, you will be like 20% in knowledge. And then you will complain that I couldn't complete my paper because you didn't put the extra effort that was supposed to be there. And these videos are not that long. They are very short videos. Watch those videos one by one, 10 videos a day. In 2 weeks, you will complete all the videos. Live question answer sessions. Are you attending my sessions every week? Take responsibility, guys. I have family issues going on. Somebody died, and I'm still conducting a class because I have the sense of responsibility on my shoulders. That I have to make you guys successful. Lecture notes, print them out. Ebooks, print them out. Exercise book, work on it. Complete the 100 exercises. If you complete the 100 exercises, you will become invincible in research. Then student discussion session. Are you meeting with your classmates once a week? Make sure you do that. Career coaching and consultation session. This is the optional session, but I hope you guys attended, because I'll teach you how to find research positions, how to find a job, how to be successful in your career. Now, step 1 score will not be there anymore, as you guys know. So everything comes down to what? The number of publications. Your career will depend upon the number of publications. So make sure you take it seriously. This will change your career. This is your career. If you don't write and complete your paper, you don't publish it, you are damaging your career. And remain in touch with us and watch all the videos. So everyone is clear? Everyone took the notes? Now we can focus on question answer session. And then today we will also discuss the professional level introduction writing. The professional level introduction writing. We discussed the other 3 types. Last 3 weeks we discussed 3 different types, and we'll discuss professional level today. Anyone who just joined, don't worry about it. We'll return to all of these things again. You will not miss anything. You will also watch these things, knowledgeable stuff, in advanced research videos. Okay, so Ruhi has a question. Should citation be in order though the reference is repeated? Very good question. Now look at this, guys. When you are writing your research paper, let's say this is your introduction section, and you are writing this story. What do I say? Let's say diabetes is one of the most common causes of neuropathy. So when you write that as your first line, remember, not everything needs a citation. A universal fact doesn't need a citation. Something that everyone knows. Sky is blue. Heart has 4 chambers. Heart beats. Alzheimer's is associated with memory loss. Diabetes is associated with hyperglycemia. Heart attack is associated with chest pain. You don't need citation for that. So write it down. You don't need to cite universal facts. You don't need to cite universal facts. No need to give any citation from any reference, from any research article. But now diabetes is one of the most common causes of neuropathy. Do we need citation here? 50-50. You may not, because still most people know that diabetes is also associated with neuropathy. Okay, but because it is not hyperglycemia related, so I will still give a citation. Let's say, okay, I'll give a citation. I open a bracket, I write down 1, and I close the bracket, and this reference number 1 will go in the reference heading at the bottom. Reference heading at the bottom. So I'll bring my number 1 here. So where did I get this information from? I had my data somewhere, right? I had my data somewhere. All the enrolled students already know about the data sheet. I'll talk about that. Don't worry about it. New students, don't worry about it. So I'll put this reference here. Author name, title name, journal name, DOI, page number and DOI, XYZ. And that's the reference number 1. Now, less than 25% of diabetic patients develop neuropathy at some point in their lives. Do I need a citation now? Because I'm giving a percentage, yes, I do need a citation here. So I brought the number 2 here, reference number 2. So I'll see where I got this information from in my data, and I brought it here. I brought it here. Now I'm writing something else. Let's say I'm writing something else now. That in the United States, XYZ, whatever information is there. Now this information is available actually in reference number 1. So how do I cite it? Do I call it number 3 or I call it number 1? Do I call it number 3 or I call it number 1? What do you guys say? If I have to repeat the information from this article, reference number 1. Okay, if I have to repeat this reference 1 here, this article, this article, this article, this article, this is the same article, this article in the reference heading, and this article number 1. If I have to repeat the information, something that this article had here as my point number 3, should I call it number 1 or should I call it number 3? I will call it number 1. Now, how many times can I use this number 1 in my paper? There is no limit. You can use it as many times as possible. As many times as possible. So your paper will look like this. Reference number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5, 12, 13, 14, 15, 7, 16, 7 again, 18, 19, 20, 7 again, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7 again. Yes, that's why I always tell the students that there is a way to study. Guys, there is a way to study. There is a way to study. There is a way to write a research article. You cannot write a research article if you cannot find a place to sit alone. How many times I have to say this? I will still say it. Unlimited amount of times. The greatest secret of writing and completing a research paper is sit alone at a particular place that is dedicated just for writing, a chair and a desk just dedicated for writing, where you cannot be bothered by anyone, where nobody can bother you, where nobody can be heard. Okay, so now Ruhi, you have a question. 1 in bracket 2 in bracket is same as 1 dash 2. Yes, but depends upon the journal style. Depends on the journal style. Before I come back to this, let me finish your answer. So X, Y, Z, and I wrote something, and this was in article number 1, and this was in article number 2. So I can write it like this. I can write it in another way too. Depends on the journal style. That's why always look at the journal style. I can write it like a comma as well. You bring a comma here in between. Now, if the same information is mentioned in 5 articles in a sequence, like 22, 23, 24, and 25, let's say 4 articles, 25. So if we do this way, that becomes really long. So that's why there is a way in academic writing that we bring this dash and we write it like this. This means that this information is mentioned in article number 22, 23, 24, 25. This is how we use it. And if an information is available in these articles and in article number 31, then we bring 31 here. Or depends on the journal. Look at how they want it. You will see some people do this way as well. But I would do like this. Is that clear, Ruhi? Did I answer your question now? Any confusion? So sit alone, how to study, how to write a research article, how to write. The basic thing is sit alone, find a particular place dedicated for writing, where there is no sound and no voice. You need silence, and you need that place at least 2 hours minimum a day. If you can find that, you will produce an astonishing article. But trust me, if you can find 2 to 3 hours without interruption just once a week, you can still finish your paper. Depends how focused you are. The problem is the lack of focus. People don't have focus. There is so much of noise. There is so much of TV noise. There's so much of people talking in the family, so many people in the house that we cannot complete our paper because our focus is destroyed. So now 2 hour each day you find that yes, I have to sit 2 hours, but you can never do that if there is no schedule. You should have a schedule that yes, from 3 to 5 p.m. or from 2 to 4 p.m., 1 to 3 p.m., whatever suits you, that this is my time to sit on this desk to complete this task. If you cannot find a proper schedule, you cannot complete your paper. If you cannot complete your paper, you cannot get residency interview calls. You cannot get training interview calls. Nowadays, interview calls are solely dependent on publications. If you cannot find just 2 hours sitting alone in a separate place, if you cannot find these 5 things in your life, you cannot be successful in your life. This is extremely important. Can you do that late night? I don't know what is the best time for you. Find the best time when your eyes are open the best. Some people are active in the morning, some are in the afternoon people, some are evening people. Like my writing time is the evening time. When I write my blogs, my books, my chapters, everything, I have the evening time. I don't do that in the morning because I have teaching and so many things in the morning time. So I have decided my 2 hours in the evening. Usually 5 to 7. Usually 5 to 7 when I have a cup of tea with me and I'm working on my task. No sound, no noise, closed room, and I'm working fully focused and I produce the best thing I can. So write this down. Write this down. How to study, how to write. Sit alone at a particular place where you have your desk and your chair. Don't lay down on a couch. Don't lay down on bed. It's a fool's paradise to think that I will be able to write paper laying on my bed in my bedroom. No, you cannot do that. Many people, one of the students, I tell you a real story. I'll tell you a real story. One of the students, he told me once that he's depressed and he cannot focus because of the depression he has. He's upset and there is so much going on in his family. There were so many issues in his family. And yes, so he discussed all that issue with me. And he said, that's why I'm not able to complete my paper. So I said, tell me your schedule. He said, whenever I find time. Oh, no, 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 no. That's how can you write a paper like that? Okay. Where do you write your paper down? In the living room? No, this is where where everyone is. How can you do that? You need to go out to a library if you cannot find a place in your home. Do you have a basement? Do you have upstairs room where you are cut off from your family? If not, then go out, go to a library. Okay, and then particular places decided, sitting alone was decided. Then I said, can you? He said, I cannot study if there is sound. So I said, okay, buy earplugs. He said, oh yeah, I never thought of that. I said, yeah, try earplugs when you are writing. Close your ears. Even in the library, he said, I cannot work even if there is slight noise. And even in library, people are whispering, so it's difficult. So I said, okay, buy earplugs. So he got earplugs. Cheapest thing in the world, earplugs. Go to a medical store, go to a pharmacy, you will find earplugs. So he got earplugs. That problem was resolved. And I said, what time will you go to library? He said, whenever I find time. I said, no, you will never ever be able to write your paper. He said, okay, I'll do that 4 to 6. I said, Are you sure you will do that every day? Just 2 weeks. Can you do that just for 2 weeks? For your career. This will change your life, your career. Just 2 weeks. He said, yes, I'll do it. So we resolved this time issue. 2 hours, time issue was resolved. And then he said, what do I do about my depression? I said, stop laying down on the couch. Guys, the law of motion is the body in motion tends to remain in motion. The body at rest tends to be at rest. So same thing applies to our human mind. That mind and body are connected through psychosomatics. It has been proven. It has been proven. So the reason many people feel depressed when they are working on their projects, they feel depressed, is because all day long they are just laying down on their couch. Guys, go and move. Even if you have to go and cook and work in your kitchen, clean your house, do some chores, help somebody in the house, just don't sit. Stop sitting except these 2 hours. Stop sitting except these 2 hours. In fact, if you can actually write your paper standing, that's the best thing. Sometimes I do that by standing when I want to feel more energetic. Remember, change your position, change your posture. Stop laying down. Stop sitting on the couch. Stop sitting on the sofa. If you have to sit, then sit on an erect chair. Position decides your mood. If you are moving, you are continuously moving and walking or running, you don't feel depressed. The body in motion tends to remain in motion. You will get better ideas. You will feel better about yourself. Start moving today. Just sit at this time erect. And whenever you start feeling down, go for a walk. Go for a walk. Maybe run. Maybe jump. Find some activity to play. Body in motion. Your mind will be in motion. Otherwise, if body is at rest, your mind will be depressed. That's common sense, natural. If your body is laying down, your mind will lay down. Mind will be depressed. It's not clinical depression. It's the sadness. If it's a clinical depression, then of course go to a psychiatrist. Go to a doctor. Get some medication. And then work on your paper. But don't give an excuse. Don't give an excuse. I could not become successful because of this and because of that. Anyone watched the movie Beautiful Mind? Anyone has watched the movie Beautiful Mind? The scientist, Dr. Nash, who got Nobel Prize, he had schizophrenia. Watch the movie. He got Nobel Prize despite schizophrenia. What is your excuse of not becoming successful? What is your excuse of not becoming successful? Okay, now another question is some tips on accepting impact factor journals. What is an impact factor journal? You need to learn these things. Impact factor journal is not a terminology at all. Journals have impact factors, but stop running after impact factors. One of the Nobel Prize winners here at the UC Berkeley, he boycotted the greatest journals with highest impact factors because he submitted an article to a journal, and one of the topmost journals, and the journal rejected his article. He got so disappointed, he said, I will not publish my papers from now onwards in these big journals. He sent his article to a lower impact factor journal. And his paper got published out there. And then he wrote a blog that he boycotted all the journals with highest impact factors, because he realized that these journals, they are running after popular papers that they believe will get more citation, and they are not serving science. They are rejecting good papers because they feel that these papers will not get citation. And when he published that paper in some other journal, that paper became a hit. So that journal made a mistake. So stop running after the impact factors. Impact factor is a scoring system that when you publish an article in a journal, after 1 year, how many people have cited your article in their research paper? So if in 1 year your article is cited by 10 people in different journals, then, and this happens with every article that is published in that paper, on average 10 people cite that article in a year, then the impact factor of a journal is 10. So it's all about popularity. But now let me tell you something. I wrote an article that got published in a journal with low impact factor, with like 0.5, very, very low impact factor. And that article became a big hit. That article is still one of the top most read papers on ResearchGate. My top most read paper. Every week I get the report that this article is still on the top. So look at the quality. Don't run after impact factor. What are you bringing? Don't run after impact factor. Impact factor journals with high impact factors, they usually publish papers with invitation. If you are an experienced scientist and they send you invitation, only then they will publish your paper. And you guys are way behind than getting an invitation from those kind of journals. Wait 10 years. Give yourself 10 years. Keep writing and publishing papers. Give yourself 10 years. When you will have your name established, then you will get invitations from top journals to write for them. If you write it right now, you submit it, then 90% chances, 99% chances that your paper will be rejected. Because of the competition, everyone wants to publish in those journals. The competition is the issue. So don't run after impact factor. It's all fake. The real thing is the quality. What is the quality of your article? What are you bringing? It's like you write a book and you get it published by one of the topmost publishers, and chances are the book may not get famous, but you wrote a book like one of the famous authors, he wrote his book and it got rejected by topmost publishers everywhere. He tried like so many publishers, I don't know how many, but he got rejections. Finally he said, forget about it, I'll self-publish it. Self-published with an ordinary publisher. Self-published. He published it, and that book became the world's most read, one of the most read books, top seller. I think the book was The Leader Who Had No Title or The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. So either one of those books I'm telling you the story about. Robin Sharma, one of the very, very famous authors. This is a real story. So same thing happens with scientists. Running after impact factors, waste your time. Produce quality and publish it. Doesn't matter where you're publishing it. If you have substance in your paper, people will read it. Produce the substance, produce the quality, focus on quality. Running after impact factor, you will face rejections, wasting your time, wasting your life. You have only one life. Once you have so many publications and then you get invitation, then go for a higher impact factor journal. Then of course you do that. And if you still want to try one paper, take other papers, publish them in ordinary journals, and that one paper you should keep trying for a higher impact factor journal just for your satisfaction. If you like, go ahead and do that. You will see the rejection, then you have to resubmit it to another journal, then you see resubmit it to another journal. But remember, when this happens, journal rejects it, what do? Journal rejects it. You look at your paper, you come to your discussion part. I'm telling you a secret of getting your paper published. Come to your discussion part, add some more points, couple of more points, just couple of more points. Make sure your presentation of the paper is really pretty. The paper looks pretty good. Include one more table and resubmit it with a good cover letter. Always write a strong cover letter. Always write a strong cover letter. We will discuss that in the publishing session. Don't worry about it. Everything is possible. Even publishing in the topmost journal with the highest impact factor in the world, it is possible. But there is a way to go about it. You need to learn the art of persuasion. Persuasion. How to persuade. Persuasion. You have to learn to convince. So your cover letter is the key that will decide. And when you resubmit it, what do you do in your discussion section? We will talk about that. When the paper gets rejected, resubmit it again with some other changes, and I'll tell you what. When the article gets rejected the third time, do another change, and I'll tell you what to do in the publishing session. We'll talk about that. And what to do in the cover letter. No power on earth can reject your paper. It's just a matter of time that when the paper will be published. It's just a matter of time. If you really, really want the topmost impact factor. Okay, so now, anyone else has any question? Anyone else has any question before I talk about the professional level introduction? Hurry up, guys, hurry up. Anyone else? How to find knowledge gap. How to find knowledge gap. This happens when you decide a topic, you should read. You should read about it. You should read about your topic. The more you read, the more you will be able to find the knowledge gap. The more you read, the more you will be able to find the knowledge gap. And sometimes the knowledge gap is just common sense. That we do know the pathophysiology of this disease, we do know how it is treated, but we don't know how to prevent it fully. Every disease, you can say that for every disease. We don't know how to prevent it fully. Why do we still have this disease? We don't know. Why we are not able to eradicate polio? We don't know. What is the issue? Or we do know, but we are ignoring that we know. Sometimes the knowledge gap is very, very easy. Like depression and heart attack. For example, depression leads to heart attack. If that is the case, then why not all depressed patients have heart attacks? Yes, that's the issue. That's why I'm saying the life is too short. If you are crazy about having your paper published in the topmost journal, then do one thing. Write multiple papers. One article, keep trying it in high impact factor journals, and other articles keep publishing in ordinary journals, so that at least you have number of publications. Because the number of publications will decide your future. If you have just one publication in New England Journal of Medicine, the topmost journal, and you have 50 publications in normal journals, who is better? Who will I hire? I'll hire the one with 50 publications. Think about it. Use common sense. Wasting your time and life. They did a study a few years ago on pots, the decoration piece pots, and they gave the task to students. They selected some students. I don't remember exactly how many were students, but I think there were like 20 students and 20 students group. This group was told to create the best parts of their lives. One part each. They did their best to create the pots. Or I think there was a flower vase. I don't remember exactly what it was. So these 20 people, they were told that you will just focus on one best part. And don't do anything else. So out of these 20, 12 people created an exceptional part. 8 people, they could not create very good ones. And these ones, these 20, they were told that each of you should create, build, or make 50 parts each. Doesn't matter the quality. Doesn't matter. We don't care about the quality. We want quantity from you. So they created 50. Each of them. 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50, 50. You know what happened? They noticed that these students collectively had 12 or 13 quality parts. And they noticed that each student here on average had 13 of this quality parts. So what actually happened was they built this one, they learned, they got better, they got better, they got better, they got better. So they noticed that when you focus on quantity, your quality improves. Each of them created 12 to 13, each of them, all 20 of them created of this quality. They focused only on one. They focused on 50, they created more than them. This is what quantity can do. So when you start working, you focus on quantity, your quality improves. That's natural. You have to do it more and more and more and more and more and more and more. So once we click the submit button, what are the steps the article undergo before the actual publication? Do you offer editing plagiarism check? Yes, we do, but you should do that on your own. First try to do that on your own. If your paper is in a really bad shape, then we will look at it. Once you submit it, our team will look at it. If there's plagiarism found, we'll let you know, and make sure you don't. Plagiarism is not a good thing. Why would you have plagiarism? Why would you have plagiarism? I just don't understand. Why do you copy paste from other people's papers? Now, guys, so you understand? Quality will improve if you will keep doing the same thing more and more and more. So that's why if you look at people who have published many papers, like the papers I write today, and I look at my first paper, I feel so embarrassed. I feel, oh, how much I have grown, how much different I am now. So anyways, now we'll talk about the professional level introduction. So in 10 seconds, we'll start. And if you have any questions, please write it down and I'll come back to that. But let me finish the professional level introduction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The professional level introduction section. We discussed about the simple basic level, we discussed about basic level, and we discussed about advanced level. Now we'll talk about the professional level. So before we work on introduction, advanced level, remember in the introduction, the most common mistake many people do or make is they start with abbreviation. Like for example, somebody is writing a paper on myocardial infarction, they will start like this. MI is one of the most famous. What is MI? How do people know what is MI? Michael Ingram, what is that? I don't know. So you should write myocardial infarction, the full name. Then in the bracket, you open the bracket and you write down MI. Is one of the most common in XYZ, whatever you are writing about. And then in the whole paper, you will call it as MI. Not even, you don't need a bracket. Sorry. MI, 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 MI. Same with chronic kidney disease, CKD. Chronic kidney disease, CKD in the bracket. And then in the whole paper, you can call it as CKD. But when the first time you talk about something, you have to spell the whole thing. This is how you write the paper. And when you write the abstract, you do the same thing in the abstract. When you mention something for the first time, you have to first spell the whole thing, then you put the abbreviation in the bracket. I hope you understand what I'm saying. This is what the introduction is all about. That in the introduction, you are introducing things. So you have to first tell the reader that this word MI actually means myocardial infarction. And you will keep using MI in the whole paper. What else do you do in the introduction? Make sure you tell the background. Now we'll talk about it. In fact, I'll spell it clearly. Professional level introduction. Actually, these classifications you will not find anywhere. I created this classification on my own to make things easier for our students. I think I should write it here. Can you see that? Professional introduction. Professional level introduction. So if you remember the simple basic and the basic. So what was the basic? 3 points, right? What is already known, what is unknown, and unknown was expanded. Unknown was expanded. Any problem? What do you gain if you solve the problem? What do you lose if you don't solve the problem? And one more thing was, What do you gain if you solve the problem? What do you lose if you don't solve the problem? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? And one more thing, why it is important. So make sure you also have the same things here in professional level introduction. Now, number 3, what are you planning and intending to do? This was basic level. We converted that into an advanced level by bringing an extra point. This 1 became 2, 2 became 3, 3 became 4, and this becomes advanced. And the advanced had a quotation, a statistical fact, numbers, or a story. You bring all 3 together, or you just bring 1 or any 2. And once you have all of these covered, that becomes an advanced level introduction. But what is the professional level introduction? I have named them according to the standards. So it's up to you to choose any of those depending upon how much time do you have. But try the professional level, you will enjoy it. So now what else is missing? What else is missing? Remove number 4 here. Remove number 4 here and add literature review. Yes, you will bring a little bit literature review that what has been done in last few years about this subject. Just 1 paragraph is enough. But if you bring some literature review, that will make your introduction really, really interesting. And then you bring what are you planning and intending. So if you use it as a checklist, that your checklist will be a quotation, numbers, story, what is known, that means the background. You come to the common terms with the reader. What is not known means your research question. Any problem that is associated with this question, or the problem and the question are the same. Is there any hypothesis? Do you have any hypothesis? You don't have to have it. Your research question is enough. Are you studying any theory? If not the hypothesis. This is very important. This point 3 is the decider of your paper quality. Point 3 is the most important part of your introduction, or I would say actually your whole paper probably. It is that important. And I saw a paper lately without that part. How can you publish that paper? Obviously that paper wasn't published, but I'm just saying that somebody wrote it, showed it to me, and I said, where is what is unknown? Where is your research question? So I'll write it clearly so that everyone can read it. What is unknown? What is unknown? Any problem or your research question. These are actually the same thing, depending upon how robust your topic is. They can be different things too, but they can be one thing together, the problem and the research question. Now, why it is important? Why this topic is important? How we will cover this part? If you can brainstorm and come up with something. That's why the student discussion sessions help. Discussion with your mentor helps. That can you come up with Why this topic is important. Brainstorming. Research paper teaches you brainstorming. Brainstorm. If not, what do you think about your topic? This is very important here because research paper teaches you to think. If you are not learning to think from a research paper, that means you are not becoming a scientist. What do you think about it? Now, what do we gain if we solve this problem? What do we lose if we don't solve this problem? And if you analyze, actually, this is suggesting the importance of the paper, of the topic. So make sure you have this checklist. What is unknown? That means what is not known to you, what is not known to the reader. What are you trying to explore? Your research question, or it could be your research question's problem, a problem associated with your research question. If you don't have a separate problem for your research question, then your research question itself is a problem. So this is one and the same thing. Then what is the importance of your topic? What do you think about it? What do you think about it? How do you, and now the point is, what do you gain if you solve this problem? What will you lose if you don't solve this problem? That means, what are the benefits of solving this problem? Benefits to whom? To the society in general, to the professionals, whatever profession you have, the scientists, the government. Any financial burden is resolved. If we treat cancer, billions of dollars can be saved and can be utilized on other health problems. Then, what are you planning and intending to do? Now, how long is the introduction? First of all, this is pretty clear that these are the points, but what is missing? Why is not advanced level yet? The professional level yet? Why is not professional level yet? Because this is actually the point number 5. One point is the literature review. That is actually the point number 4. And then comes, what are you planning and intending to do? So make it as a checklist. This is your checklist. These points and sub points, these are your checklist for introduction. Now your 6th checklist would be explain the abbreviation. 6th checklist. I'm giving you a 6th checklist. So here I am not only just teaching you how to write the professional level introduction, but I'm giving you a checklist for your introduction. Don't miss anything. If you cover all the things, your introduction section becomes outstanding thing. Don't live a life without a checklist, guys, for everything. Now, point number 6. I'm giving you the checklist. Did you explain the abbreviation? Did you give 8 to 15 citations? Try to give citations. Did your introduction cover the minimum length that it's supposed to have? The minimum length your paper is supposed to have. The minimum length was the 15% of your whole paper. We talked about that before. So is it covering the minimum length? And it's a minimum length. Go to the maximum. It doesn't matter if the introduction is. Then, did you bring any subheadings? This is optional. This point is optional. Did you bring some subheadings? and this is optional. If you bring it, it will look good. It will make it interesting. The presentation will look good. If you don't, it will not affect anything. Most introduction sections you will still see without subheadings, without any headings. Only the introduction or background heading will be there and no other heading will be there. But if you bring it, it will make it really interesting and good. Any tables and figures, any illustration, diagrams. What else? Did you check the grammar of your introduction section? Did you check the plagiarism of your introduction section? How on earth this introduction can be a low quality introduction if you follow these points? Now, show it to somebody else. Point number 13, show it to somebody else and ask him, what do you feel about it? Does it look good? If other people are also saying, yes, it looks good, then probably it does look good. Show it to others and ask them to find some fault in it. Maybe show it to your mentors, your classmates. And then, that's a very, very important point. Look at other people's introduction. Unfortunately, this is the most ignored part by most students. And then they complain that I couldn't write a good quality introduction section. If you are not looking at other people's papers, how on earth you can write a paper? You have to look at what other people are doing, what is in the market, what is happening in the market, what are other people publishing. This is the most important thing. Look at other people's papers. So first, look at other people's papers, at least 5 to 10. The more papers you look at, the more papers you open in front of you, the better your paper will become. You are opening it to learn from them, learn from the style, learn from the language, learn from the vocabulary, but don't copy paste other people's papers. And ideally, when you look at other people's papers, make sure you look at other people's papers of the same topic. See how they started. How they started the same topic, how they started their paper. How did they write their first paragraph? How did they write their second paragraph? How did they write their whole introduction? Was it in just one paragraph? Did they cover everything? What kind of introduction section was it? Was it simple basic? Was it basic level? Was it advanced level? Was it professional level? Look at it. That's how you write introduction section. And you write it. So then what you need to do is rewrite it. Never ever be satisfied with the first one. Rewrite it. In fact, I suggest rewrite it 10 times. But if you don't have time, at least rewrite it 3 times. When you rewrite it in different language, modify the words, automatically there is no chance of plagiarism. When you rewrite it, there is no chance of plagiarism. So this is how you write the introduction section of a research article. And look at how they end the paper. Other people, when you look at other people's papers, look at the last part. What are they planning and intending to do? That's one of the most difficult parts for many students. They don't understand, how do I finish my introduction? Look at how other people have done it. Simple formula. If you have other people's template in front of you, how you may not be able to do it. So this is a checklist. Take notes. Use this checklist. 16-point checklist. I have given you the 16-point checklist. If any of these points is missing, your introduction section may be of a low quality. So make sure you follow all these 16 points, follow the checklist. That becomes automatically a professional level introduction. And in fact, this checklist, many of these things will be helpful in your whole paper as well. So this is how we write the professional level introduction. Now we have questions. Literature review with an introductory section, or would it be separate heading, subheading? I already answered. If you want to bring some subheading, wonderful. If you don't want to bring subheading, you don't need to. You may not call it as a literature review, and call it something else. Okay, another question. Sir, I have used symbols such as CR, NI, PB in progress article. Should I mention their full form within paragraphs or write down in the abbreviation? You first time you explain the full terminology. So now, anyone else has any question before I leave? Anyone else has any question before I leave? Anyone else has any question? I think everyone is clear. Any new admission has any problem in accessing their account, can you all watch the advanced research videos? Can you all watch the advanced research videos? Can you all look at the lecture notes, ebooks, exercise book? Anyone else has any problem? Okay, no more problems. Anyone else who is stuck with their papers and he doesn't know what to do? Okay, nothing. That's good. So guys, thanks a lot. See you next week. Not next week. See you this Friday. This Friday on career coaching and consultation sessions. Friday, the 28th. February the 28th, Friday. And concerns about career, about job interviews, about how to find research positions and all those things, and we will talk about that. So thank you guys. See you again next week. Yeah, look at the lesson number 2 or 3. It's the lesson number 3 or 3. It says lecture notes. It says notes out there. Look at it again. Okay, so guys, thanks a lot. See you next week. So again, see you Friday. Okay, see you then. Until then, start working on your paper.